Namaste. This is the tarot card of the year reading for the 17th Arcana, the Star. This is called the Luminary, and it's from the 2026 Wee Moon Journal. You know, I saw you over there again the other night, just casually hanging out in the middle of nowhere, an angelic smile shaped into a halo. As if you didn't have a care in the universe, or maybe you were impersonating a heavenly Mona Lisa, crowded by the dim, flickering candles of stars, while your soft aura made people see things in a strange new light, and your quiet magnetism had everybody grooving to your languid rhythm, and your full-bodied curves set folks howling in the thralls of passion. Even now I dream about someday getting to meet you. Yet you remain ever distant from mere mortals worshipping you from the shadows. So instead, I watch you moving in and out of the spotlight of your celebrity, simply grateful every time the world gets to see you brilliantly being your whole self. Wow. That was written by Les James. It's called Luminary. And that is who you are. Being your whole self, 2026 is about allowing for all of that. The Star as your card in a wheel year is this beautiful unfolding. There is so much spaciousness and peace. It's like you walk into this place where you just know who you are and what you have become and are becoming. It's really beautiful. And so I chose for you the Thoth Journey Tarot, which is a beautiful card of awakening. It's a beautiful card of understanding your divine potential. Beautiful deck of understanding your divine potential. The 10th Arcanum is in the center of the table. The 10th Arcanum is a card of Jupiter. It's a card of expansion. Now Saturn rules Aquarius. And you are, what's that line from Star Trek? You know, going beyond your boundaries where no one else has explored before. And I was really feeling that energy in that passage that I read to you. It's like you are a model for others because you truly give yourself permission to be who you are. And others dream of being able to do that. But your reflection is so important to them. So this is all kind of what you are working toward as having the Star card for your card in 2026. I kind of feel like it's going to show up in the heart space. Small group of cards. I don't think it needs the messiness of the earth pile. I don't know. Well, we'll see. I have not got too many right so far this year. No. I don't know. I feel like there's a real gentleness with this and an extreme beauty. Are you at home in air? Yeah, you're here. Okay. So when you learn that your card is in the air pile, in the swords pile, what does that mean to you? And how can you expand your understanding of what that is? Well, air is spacious, it is open. Air is the element of the star card. The star card is on the bottom of this pile. It's right here, ready for us to look at. And yet, there's quite a bit of weight on top of it. $18 cards on top of it, 19 cards in the pile. 19, the sun, fully illuminated. I feel it's important to really get to know the stars, to journey with the stars. If you haven't done any astrological studies, what a beautiful year for you to do that. And you can think of the wheel plus star connection as learning to study the astrological wheel. I mean, that just makes perfect sense as a way of learning more about your journey. And if you know a thing or two about astrology, then why not, dabble into real sky astrology or learn something about Vedic astrology and the nakshatras. There's always something to learn, and yeah, this is going to be a really beautiful year for you, I feel. Such a great combination, wheel plus star. And Queen of Swords is here at the top of your reading, so that's really lovely. Queen of Air. Independent, strong, wise, initiator, able to navigate everything, and there's a quiet beauty and elegance, and I feel like that in the luminary poem passage that I read to you. I felt like, yeah, that could be a queen of water. It could be a queen of it could be any sort of feminine energy because it was very flowy. But I think this is the brilliance that you want to embody, the beauty of all of that. Fire 7. Empress. So this is the second reading where Empress has shown up as the third card. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I wonder if the Fire 7 is perceived rather than the actual situation. Because this also was in the air pile, right? So I'm feeling like there's some lessons of perception here. I used one of the words I used in the description box below was visionary, right? This is your year to be a visionary, to learn to see the big picture. And if you read the need to defend yourself, defend your beliefs, defend your choices as part of the seemingly unusual choices that you make, that doesn't help you with your expansion. Know that it is it is the way it is supposed to be, that you truly find yourself and be yourself and be in your creativity, be in your beauty. I mean, 7 is also, this is Leo, right? Leo Decan. And I think too, this might be a little bit about your relationship with being on stage, metaphorically speaking. And I think it's really uncanny, that passage that I read. While your soft aura made people see things in a strange new light, and your quiet magnetism has everybody grooven to your languid rhythm, and your full-bodied curves set folks howling in thralls of passion. Even now I dream someday of meeting you. I feel like this is a letter to oneself, to give oneself permission to let go and to be true to oneself, and to know that Empress quality, that divine feminine elegance, who possesses the power to change anything, to create anything, to rule, to reign. I mentioned in the last reading, when she came up in this 3rd position, that her crown of 12 stars is, it's not insignificant. Yeah, she's a Venusian. She represents Venus, but she's also connected to the cosmos in a much greater way, and is completely in charge of her fire. Has no need to defend her fire. I wonder too if there's a warming or a softening of your divine feminine energy that you fear, because the softening of your divine feminine energy feels like a releasing of protection, a letting down of boundaries, and there's a fear in that. Remember that both Capricorn and Aquarius are ruled by Saturn, and so that can always be a question. And the freedom and the vulnerability that is being asked means that you need to be okay with a softening of boundaries. So that you can go where no man, no woman, no being has been before. It's a beautiful fire 10. Okay, so we get fire 10 and then the priestess. These paintings are by Aya Liu, and the writings in the journal are by Joanna Kate Grant. It's just a beautiful offering, and if you don't know this deck, this is one that I chose for you because I feel that the experience that Joanna has in each of these cards it's just heart moving. It's really, really something. Hi, Clevis, welcome. Okay, so you have seen something through to the end and landed at this place of vulnerability. You're starting to test the boundaries of what it feels like to truly be who you are. And I feel like there's So 10 of fire precedes 2 of pentacles, the change card. And I feel like you're kind of hanging on this precipice between 10 of fire and 2 of pentacles, where you're wondering if you should go back and just kind of take care of business rather than going on. And what I want to say to you is that you can't go back. You can't go back. However, what you have learned is about perspective, and that you can see this 10 of fire from a new perspective. And just look at the way that painting is drawn, and think about the grand idea of this card as one of the visionary, right? And your connection to space, your connection to the constellations. And my suggestion that this may be a year to dive into a study of astrology. And there are many, many schools of astrology. So choosing one that feels right for you. And I think the High Priestess would most definitely agree with that. Because adding another layer of perspective is going to help you not only to see the world, but to see yourself in a new way. And new is really, like, I feel like this is the first reading where the word new is so important. There are a number of just wonderful star cards out there in the millions of tarot decks there are available for us. And I can't emphasize the courage it takes. I'm having a little sort of deja vu right now. The courage it takes to be in the vulnerability of this energy. And so you may need to put on a cloak. You might need to stay warm. You want to protect. You want to protect your skin a little bit so you don't get hurt. Because you are vulnerable. And when you are out there dancing under the moonlight and others are looking fondly from a distance at what you are doing, let your radiance shine. But remember that the whole world isn't seeing you, just a few who are ready to be inspired by you. And there's a level of protection and secrecy and ancient wisdom with the High Priestess as well. And what a amazing combination of cards, right? High Priestess is the moon. You are the star. You are the constellation. The Empress is here as well. Like, you've got the whole gamut of the goddess with you. Really, the sky is your limit. Seven of Earth. Athena isn't the owl Athena's totem? Fire Princess. Seven of Air. Seven of Air, Seven of Fire. Let's talk about that. Seven of Air, Seven of Fire. Two really challenging cards. These are transitional decans. So what I mean by that is they are the third decan of fixed fire and fixed air. This one is actually in the star's constellation 5, 6, and 7 of air. As transitional decans, they are leaning, if you will, towards an 8. They're ready to seek that balance. And 7s need the 8 so that they can find balance and harmony. You have, in essence, the 8 already. The 8 is Hod. The 8 is wisdom. The 8 is where, what's that expression? Where wisdom, where intelligence becomes wisdom. And you have a lot of I can't even think of the expression, like emotional intelligence. You have a lot of emotional intelligence. And part of your new perspective and the big picture that is coming to you this year is going to make all of that clearer and make more sense of it. I think these 7s are here much like the Swadhisthana chakra is always here, the sacral chakra, reminding us of our woes and our challenges, that we are human, that we are always treading through challenging things. The 7s, these 2 particular 7s, ask us to make good choices. And that is part of what you are learning to do this year. I'm intrigued with the direction, the way that fire princess is looking back at the 7 of air. And you also have the 7 of earth. So 7 is a really significant number. You have 3 7s. Let's see if you have all of them. No. So you have 3 7s. You can work with that number, right? Just in general as a number. It's a very auspicious number. You have 3 7s. 3 7s is 21. That is the number of the world card. It's kind of I feel like it's like a sacred drawing, a bit of sacred geometry within your reading. And the shape they make is kind of a I don't know what it's called. The triangle that stands really tall. It's not an equilateral triangle, but one that has longer sides and a shorter base. I don't know where I'm going with this, but so we have 7 is such a great number, right? 7 days in the week. We have 7 chakras. There's 7, originally 7 wonders of the world, things like that. So 7 is the number of the chariot, and 21 is the number of the world. And it's part of this building of connections also that you are making. 7, 14, 21. 14 isn't here, but you've got 7. So pay attention to this number. Pay attention to this pattern. Know that 7 needs 8, but you have that quality within here. You did start with the Queen of Air. So don't let all this 7ness in its shadowy qualities get you down or distract you. All of these 7s will, and maybe because there's 3 of them, And you do have the Empress, that none of that is even worth, you don't even need to worry about any of that. What follows? So this earthly seven I want to address. I said the owl is the totem of Athena. And I think part of the wisdom that is implied here is that there's no, you don't need to open the gate and rush right in. Beauty. You can admire the architecture. You can just turn around and be in the space that you are in. And when you're ready, you can open those doors. And I'm thinking about 7-14-21 as gateways to the next septenary. There's no need to rush to the next place. Be where you are. Be present. Feel everything. Hmm. 11, lust or strength, and 3 of water. So I'll speak to this combo here. Major archetypes. You have 3 Empress, 2 High Priestess, and 11 lust or strength. And this card also really speaks beautifully to the poem Luminary that I read, and I would just listen to those words again. And this is about you fully embodying who you are, who you are uniquely in this world, and allowing that being to be the best version of yourself, regardless of how you perceive others expect you to be or see you. This is about how you feel about being you being in your own skin, and finding the beauty in the strength in your relationship with yourself. There is no denying how the Queen of Swords feels about herself. She is strong and confident. And remember that the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Air, also holds the element of water within. She doesn't need to prove or explain herself to anyone. And if they ask, she will. Be careful how you ask it. So what is the connection with your first card as the Queen of Swords and your 10th card as the 3 of water? Well, this has to do with all paths leading to the same place, all rivers returning to the sea. You have this 3, you have this 3 in the Empress. Three of water speaks to a oneness, there's a mantra, pranamida, pranamidan, pranamidam. It is one where, if you think about 1 + 1 = 1, 1 - 1 = 1, we can't take away from the whole. If it's easier for you to think about those 3 dancing women celebrating and honoring, there is a coming together of energy, honoring oneness. We reflect one another. And I love that your reading sort of ends with a wheel. There's a water wheel here. This is the wheel of the year. We want the water flowing, and this flow of water, and this three of water recognizes that we all affect one another, right? This is the butterfly effect. We want to be gentle with how we move. And maybe this is also a really good reminder for the Queen of Swords, in that our words and how we deliver and how we move affects things that we will never know about. Isosceles, thank you, Clevis. Hi, Mary Beth. Okay, so I want to kind of go back here. That there is a defining of yourself that is revealing a new confidence and an allowing of your true self to shine through. You haven't done this before. It's taken a great deal of challenges to get to this point. And you are wondering if you should go running back. But you can't. You're already here. Take it step by step. Know that you can protect yourself, and I want you to use that gently, right? I'd like you to keep these layers light. Keep these layers light, because I know you're feeling vulnerable. And then when you feel comfortable, you can remove that layer and allow your heart to shine. The other important part of all of this is that you are gaining a new skill of perspective. So your intuition is heightened, your clairsentience is heightened, you are better able to perceive all that is happening around you. This is a gift, and yet it also makes you feel vulnerable. So you may feel the need to be quiet, to move away from the crowds. And yet you are shining so brightly at this time that others want to be in your presence. You are emitting a great deal of beauty and inspiration that you may not be aware of. And these are all things that you will be navigating and moving through this year. And I think it's funny that in the 7 of Earth, I went to Athena. Okay, so I hope in some way this is resonating, and I feel like, I really age myself with some of my references. Okay, I'm going to go to Pauline Collins, Shirley Valentine. She is gifted a silk kimono from a neighbor, and the neighbor didn't have the nerve to wear it. Don't know why, but anyway, she finds herself in Greece, and she dons this beautiful silk kimono, and she opens the door to her, I don't know if there's a window or a balcony, and she begins to feel and see herself in a new way in this beautiful sort of gossamer robe that she's wearing. If you know that movie or that play, there's an unfolding of self, of one's beauty and confidence that is part of the story of 2026 for you. Sending you love and light and trust. And know that it's okay to feel a little bit vulnerable. I'll see you soon. Thank you for being here. Namaste.